Hi, I am Shaleen Rohewal and I am so late to the review party. But I am here, so let's begin.
50 Shades of Grey, authored by E.L. James, is about Anastasia Steele, the 21-year-old pioneer of chastity who eats her lip for every meal, and Christian Grey, a rich, control-fueled sex junkie. Anna, on behalf of a sick roommate, Catherine Kavanagh, or Kate, goes to interview Christian for the college newspaper.
What follows is a chain of events ending in one unsigned sex contract, a pair of sore buttocks, one crushed billionaire, and two more agonizing books in the series.
50 Shades of Grey began as a Twilight fanfiction which was then molded to form this trilogy. Perhaps the overwhelming response to this book was owing to the fact that the general public perceived it as an erotic romantic story which delved into sexual fantasies and experimentation in the form of BDSM.
But what the book actually turned out to be was a mess of badly written dialogues and sex scenes, unnecessary and dragged out details, inconsistent and possibly hate-inducing characters, problematic pacing, an inaccurate portrayal of BDSM, and a lot of evidence of mental and emotional abuse. As a personal note, I have no issues with anyone indulging in BDSM. I wouldn't mind if someone gets off on getting a T-Rex action figure stuffed into their butt while tied to the hook of a crane in broad daylight. While reading the book, I remember being thrown into cringe fits fairly regularly. I used to ask myself, here are some really bad lines. We are besieged by do-it-yourselfers wanting to spruce up their homes. Mr. and Mrs. Clayton and John and Patrick, the two other part-timers, and I are besieged by customers. I drink in his features from beneath my lashes. He has a beautiful profile. Straight nose, square jawed. I'd like to run my tongue along his jaw. His voice is warm and husky, like dark melted chocolate fudge caramel or something. And then we have Anna's everlasting love for her medulla oblongata. Because why not? Why not include unnecessary jargon in a sentence? It makes it better, right? From a very tiny, underused part of my brain, probably located at the base of my medulla oblongata near where my subconscious dwells, comes the thought, he's here to see you. I would like to think that creative writing has and should have no bounds. But James burnt that bridge with this. I feel the color in my cheeks rising again. I must be the color of the Communist Manifesto. Because words like blush, flush, and red just don't cut it. The whole book is littered with repetitions which include Anna blushing and flushing like every 2.5 minutes. And not to mention the number of times Anna describes at length how beautiful, good-looking and hot Christian is. Christian's pants or his other lowers have as much a role in the book as any other character. They often hang from his hips in that way. How do they hang? I don't understand.
The book begins with an interview which goes far too south, far too soon. The dialogue is odd and presumptuous, and Anna goes from being, I'm a delicate flower, please don't step on me, to asking, are you gay, Mr. Grey?
But Christian seems to be smitten by Anna's timidness and her face-first plummet into his office.
Anna gets on with her life after the embarrassing interview, and lo and behold, Christian miraculously appears at Clayton's, her workplace.
But apparently, he says that he was in the area. No! After a photo shoot for the college newspaper, Christian asks Anna out for coffee. Apparently, he has too much time on his hands for everything. Later on, Christian warns Anna to steer clear of him. But Christian, being a man of many moods, sends her some really expensive first edition books and attaches a dialogue from the books as a warning to steer clear of him again. He goes out of his way to warn her and then immediately goes back to woo her. And this hasn't happened just once. It's happened so many times. No joke, the edge on this man is slicing through me.
Anna and Kate go drinking to celebrate the end of college. Anna drunk calls Christian, who then tells her that he is coming to get her. Christian shows up just in time to rescue her from the dirty clutches of her sleazy photographer friend. Anna vomits spectacularly and then passes out. Christian takes her to his hotel room.
And why didn't he take her back to her own apartment? It's because Christian didn't want Anna to ruin his car seats by puking all over them.
Hello, Pinocchio.
Anna is now in her socks and jeans. Christian took her clothes off at night. He arranges for some new clothes for her, which include a perfectly fitting bra and panties.
Either Christian is prolific at judging women's undergarment sizes by sight, which is creepy in itself, or he physically checked the tag while Anna was out cold, which is even more creepy. What's more, Christian reveals that he slept right next to Anna on his own bed. So, did something happen between them, you ask? So did Anna. And Christian replies with,
necrophilia is not my thing.
the word you are looking for, you sex-crazed doo-doo ball, is rape.
Christian invites Anna to his home in Seattle anyway, even after warning her to stay the heck away from him. And obviously, they take their private helicopter because why not? Christian hands Anna a non-disclosure agreement and then takes her to see his red room of death.
Pain. Red room of pain.
Or as Christian likes to call it, his playroom, which is surprisingly devoid of gaming paraphernalia. Anna tells Christian that she is a virgin and his cheese falls off his cracker. So obviously, they do the hanky-panky to remedy this inconvenience. Anna is then given the kinky sex contract to read. A MacBook is also delivered to her to be used for research purposes. The contract is demeaning and borders on abusive, to say the least. It is a means to control all aspects of Anna's life. She is expected to obey an extensive set of rules, which include serving Christian, eating right, having a personal trainer, and not drinking excessively. She cannot pleasure herself, and she needs to be put on hormonal birth control because Christian doesn't like his snake trapped in a baggie.
Needless to say, Anna freaks out about it. Throughout the book, it has been made clear that Anna is not satisfied with the whole arrangement, and she is even at war with her own feelings. We find Anna questioning her worth, crying more often, and even apologizing to Christian for things that don't even need an apology. She finds relief in normalcy and is even jealous of Kate's relationship with Christian's stepbrother, Elliot. On the other hand, she is willing to do anything for Christian as long as he sticks around. And she starts obeying him as practice just in case she signs the contract. Christian constantly tries to cloud Anna's good judgment. He gives her expensive gifts, charms her family, and even shamelessly intrudes into her life just to manipulate her decision of signing the contract. He uses sex and alcohol as weapons in almost every scenario where decisions have to be made and conversations have to be had.
Anna, after reading the contract, emails Christian something around the lines of, I intend to blue ball you for all eternity.
But he takes it upon his fragile ego and shows up at her apartment uninvited, just to show her what she would be missing if they discontinue. One of the most uncomfortable scenes in the book is Anna's first spanking. It leaves her in tears, and then she questions whether she really wants this. Anna has been constantly apprehensive of this billionaire crotch oiler and the part of the contract which deals with punishments. She even recognizes the possibility of not only being hurt physically but emotionally as well.
At the Gray family dinner, Anna talks about going to Georgia to meet her mother. Christian is obviously pissed that this potential slave hid this big of a detail from him. Also, Anna makes the mistake of a lifetime by closing her legs on him at the dinner table. Therefore, Christian intends to spank her in the family boathouse.
Anna pleads that she not be hit. So this selfish prick continues with sex where Anna is not allowed to finish. It's not that Anna has no choice in the relationship. Theoretically, it's there. But in relationships of mental and emotional abuse, choice is just an illusion. Here is where the inaccurate portrayal of BDSM comes in. This isn't just trying to get off on pain and bondage just for the sake of it. It only makes sense when both the parties fit the part of dominant and submissive perfectly, or at least there is enthusiastic consent between the parties. Anna is not submissive at heart, as Christian wants her to be. He endlessly manipulates her, even begs her to say yes, just because he needs an object to fulfill his need for control. He expects her to try the arrangement till she learns to like it. This guy has an emotional quotient tinier than the gap between my front two teeth. Anna only puts up with this bullcrap because she is just a bit too hot and heavy for this off-brand Edward Cullen. But what makes me die inside is that even after all the red flags, Anna is still drawn to him. Maybe she only enjoys the sex because all the other aspects of Christian are abhorrent. Christian doesn't let Anna touch him. So Anna asks him why. Normally, I don't really lose it over poorly worded replies. But this...
Because I'm 50 shades of fucked up.
This should be illegal. The cringe fest doesn't even end after this. And it continues with the infamous tampon/period sex scene. I had second-hand cramps reading that, and it wasn't pleasant. Anna uses two concepts to tell us what goes on inside her mind. They are her inner goddess and her subconscious. They are like the devil and the angel on her shoulders. Her inner goddess is symbolic of her libido and can sometimes manifest herself as an out-of-work gymnast. Her subconscious, on the other hand, has been personified. How can the subconscious remain subconscious if it's personified? Wouldn't this make the subconscious conscious?
At the end, Anna wants to know how bad her tush can have it on a particularly bad day. She quite literally asks the circus master to release the beast. And release the beast he does. Christian whips Anna with a belt. The pain gets too much for her, and finally she decides to junk Christian's junk.
Christian.
Though I was peeved that Anna didn't use the safe words which were mentioned in the contract for a very specific reason. Also, the contract was never signed. So technically, most of what happened in the book shouldn't have happened at all. I didn't really invest in the ending, or even most of the book for that matter, because the characters themselves didn't really have any redeemable or remarkable qualities to them. I was not rooting for them. There were a lot of hints at Christian's dark past, but I never really wanted to go out of my way to learn more about him because I just didn't like him as a character. For example, at one point Anna offers to pay for pancakes, to which Christian replies, "Are you trying to completely emasculate me? How can anyone like this man after this? Also, why is it okay to romanticize stalking and mental abuse? I think this is only allowed to happen because Christian is rich and good looking. Anyone else would have been sharing a cell with Todd Big Bod." This book is a mess. As far as the rating is concerned, I would give this book a out of 5.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please click the like button. It would really help me out a lot. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more goodness. Until then, bye bye.